Dr. Franz here with Dr. Anise Khalaf, our usual monthly thing. It's good to see you guys again. And today we are going to talk about, well, basically fall, or what's called cold and flu season. And we were just talking, and I said, well, you know, actually it's not a real season.
No, it's not a season.
Yeah, the real seasons are spring, summer, winter, fall, winter. But from a Chinese point of view, those seasons do mean something.
They do.
So when we move from summer to fall, because that's where we are, what kind of conditions exist that lead to illness from a TCM point of view?
Weather.
Okay.
Climate. Our surroundings, right? And the conditions that exist are circumstances of those, right?
Right.
Are product of those. And in our practices, and we were talking about this, we're seeing a lot of signs and symptoms of the changing of these seasons.
All right. So what is the big change from summer to fall?
In Chinese medicine, we look at summer as a very damp, hot type of season.
Yeah,
Fall, right?
Yeah.
Very dry season. I mean, we're here in Florida. I don't know where you're watching this around the world, but in Florida, I mean, it's been raining, was raining like every day in the month of like July and August, pretty much. Right? Now it's slowed down. I mean, almost to a screeching halt. And it's very dry.
Okay.
And that shift from summer to fall is when we see a lot of these signs and symptoms come up. More so than from like spring to summer or from like winter to spring. This is, I call like that transition spring 2.0, when we're going from, you know, not to blame the season, but looking at that, we're going from, you know, a very hot, damp type environment to really quickly a dry environment that's taxing on the body.
Yeah. And then from the other point of view is the Western point of view. You know, kids are going back to school, they're crammed into barrack situations in classrooms, and they begin to share germs. Stress goes up because now we're back in school and there's homework and there are all these other things that now, you know, just impede on, it's just life. So, you know, we see a lot of cold, we see a lot of flu, a lot of congestion. If you hear me, I got it, okay? Silly me. And I want people to understand too, you know, be accountable. We all make ourselves sick. You know, you may be sitting there going, and I go, yes you did too. Because you did something, you either ate something or you did something, you didn't drink enough fluid, you didn't get enough rest, you got too stressed, you lowered your immune system, and bam, it took a hold.
So good.
Yeah, and it happens with kids. The kids, you go, my kids didn't make themselves sick. I said, yeah, they did. They went to school, they didn't wash their hands, you know, whatever. But, you know, then it's beyond that. It's not about blame. It's about understanding how and being accountable. And then, what do you want to do? Do you want to be sick? No, I don't. So then, prevent it.
Correct.
So, I know how they can prevent it from my point of view. What do you tell patients?
So, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure.
Right.
You may or may not have heard that, but that is one of my favorite quotes on why I got into this medicine. In general, I'm a very happy person, and I want people to be happy. And in order for people to be happy, the best way for them to be happy is to prevent anything bad from happening.
Right.
And that's what I love about Chinese medicine. How we do that is we look to the different organs and how they function, right?
Yeah.
So I was talking a little bit earlier when you had asked me about that transition from summer, right, damp, hot, to fall, cool, dry, and we look to the lungs. The lungs are one of the first entry points of exogenous or external pathogens, pathways that come into our body through our nose. Our lungs, in order to protect ourselves in Chinese medicine, we believe need to be very moist in nature.
Yeah.
Right? And the moisture gives the lungs the ability, the qi, or aka energy, to protect themselves, right, from the different pathogens. So if we go in from a great, happy, damp environment, our lungs are nice and happy, to a dry environment, those external factors enter into our nose, drying up the fluids in our lungs. Those pathogens are going to go bonkers. They're going to have a heyday, a party, right?
All right, yeah.
So how we prevent that in Chinese medicine is to make sure your lungs are nice and nourished and moist and happy, and there's plenty of recipes out there depending on what your body type is,
right,
to keep them that way. There's acupuncture treatments on pathways to help nourish what's called the yin, or increase the water in the body, to help keep the lungs nice and moist to protect themselves during fall, cold, flu season.
Can water help with that?
Absolutely. I mean, water is essentially what's keeping the lungs moist, right?
We're 70% water naturally.
Right.
And so, everybody should drink 50 to 70% of their body weight in water every day. And so I've struggled with that. And then
Me too.
I went to my favorite store, Amazon, okay? And Amazon has this, it's supposed to be a gallon, but it's 116 ounces. So, and it has all these little things on here to keep you going, like hydrate yourself, remember your goal, keep chugging, feeling awesome, don't give up, almost finished. Anyway, this is just really helpful for people that go, I don't know how much I drank, and I go, well, this will tell you.
Check this out. It's such a cool water bottle, Dr. Franz.
Exactly. And so, whatever we need to help stay hydrated. And then eating right. Okay, and eating for your body type. The other thing that we have is we have immunity.
Oh, it's
and
a wonderful
so the
product.
Immunity is 100% prevention. Take it once a month for 3 days, and then I tell people it's, like makes your immune system Kevlar, or like Kevlar.
Absolutely.
It's a bit of a stretch, but I think you get it, okay? I mean, so those are 2 ways. Now, but then if you make a mistake and you weaken yourself and you do get sick, first of all, learn from it. Because sickness does bring you to a screeching halt, and you need to take care of yourself. And when we're trying to push through, we very often just make it worse. Because your body is saying, I need to rest, and your mind is saying, I don't have time for rest. And so you took an illness that was only going to last 3 or 4 days, and now you've made it last 3 or 4 weeks. Okay?
Right.
So we also have, I mean, if you guys don't know, but we have the Chinese herbs. This one is open air tea for fever, inflammation, and we have that made by Sejin Bao. And I mean, this really works. And Denise, I know you have a lot of different herbs that are I mean, because it's all the same field.
Correct.
On things that naturally help the body recover.
I absolutely love this product too. I mean, it's vegan, mom tested, alcohol free, and it tastes great.
Yeah.
Right? So patient compliance is very, very important. This is one of my favorite products for prevention as well. And if you're interested in it, reach out, message us, send us a comment. I know they sell it over at the Franz Center as well.
We do.
So.
And on our website.
Yeah.
So.
You said something that really struck me today on the live, which is talking about rest, right? It's interesting. All of a sudden, I'll come down with something, let's say, and I just realize that, oh my gosh, I have not rested. And that's, we come up with these, our body comes up with these symptoms to tell us, hey, wake up.
Right.
Like, you need to chill. And in our society, as far as rest, we work to rest, right? We start out Monday, and we're already looking forward to the weekend, especially most of you that don't like your jobs, right? And are in a situation that you're just not happy with. You plow through the week. There's, happy hump day. Friday Eve is Thursday, and then thank God it's Friday, and we work to what? To rest in the weekend. And that's how we're conditioned. In traditional Chinese medicine philosophy and vitalistic healing, right? Healing inside out, it's very important to change your mindset to work from rest. And what do I mean by that?
Yeah.
What do I mean by that? We start off our weekend, and that's the beginning of our week, right? We gear up, whether you're vacationing or you're just relaxing, not doing anything. That's the start. That's where we get all of our energy, our chi, and to prevent, right, the stressful triggers that happen, we're going to work from rest. So have your weekend or your restful time start the beginning of your work, right?
Oh, yeah, rather than be the end.
Correct. So that's a great mindset for preventative medicine. We want to work from rest, not to rest.
I like that. And most of this research and things I'm seeing, and I know you're taught in Chinese medicine, it's a lot of what goes wrong with us is our mindset.
Correct.
We are hardwired to connect to each other, and we are hardwired to work. Why do we work? Literally, we work, okay, you say to survive, but we also work to serve others. And one of the greatest treatments for depression, which has nothing to do with cold and flu season, or maybe it does, is that when you get depressed people to actually work and serve others, they begin to improve.
Look at that.
So it's there's so much terrific information, and we both practice from that very holistic, natural, I don't even like the word natural, but we work from the premise of getting your body and your children's bodies to heal themselves. So we hope that you're liking this information. So, share it, or heart it.
Heart it, comment on it.
Yeah, share it, because, we can reach a lot of people, not just in Central Florida, but outside of our area. There's so many ways to help people.
Absolutely.
And the more I do this, the longer I do it, it's very simple. We make it hard. But when we step up and we go, hey, I did this. And then you go, okay, move on. Let's fix it, move on.
Absolutely. That's such good advice. It's so good to be here with you and your presence too, Dr. Franz, and your knowledge. We see a lot of comments and people on here coming through. Thank you so much for the different, the likes and the comments. I was seeing if we can answer anything here. It doesn't look like it's scrolling, but maybe, after we're done with the live, we'll get back with you on those and get some more clarity to that.
So, in the spirit of what Dr. Khalaf said, rest this weekend so that you are working from rest next week and not tired working to rest next weekend.
Yes.
All right? And you will have a much better week.
Awesome.
And as another simple, it's not really even philosophical, literally count your blessings. Write them down. There's a terrific book called 1,000 Gifts. And in the book there is a challenge, but it's, write down 1,000 things you're grateful for. And I did it.
Wow.
I did it. I was like, I can do this in like a week. 18 months later, I had my 1,000.
Look at that.
Okay?
18 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure it could have been done faster.
Yeah.
But it's really amazing, because when you also work from a place of gratitude for what you have, and then things also improve. Right. And work can be a bear. I get it. It can for everybody. Yeah. But you can change yourself. And you can do your best to stay in a place of mindful rest. And that also boosts your immune system.
Which is all what we're talking about, preventing for cold and flu. Vitalistic healing that comes from inside out.
Right. So we have lots of resources to help you, and we're more than happy to. Acupuncture Fit, the Franz Center, signing off, saying have a fabulous weekend, and we'll see you next month.
Thanks, y'all.